Am I the astronaut for choking on a piece of cake? For the past few weeks, I, female 32, have been helping some of my friends plan a party for my friend, female 30. We'll call her Marty. Marty and I are super good friends, and we've been really close for the past several years after I started a new job and met her there. We've never really fought much, and we're always super supportive of each other. Marty was 29, and this was her 30th birthday. Me and the girls ordered a super nice and expensive cake from this local bakery that makes the most divine cakes you can imagine. And we all know it was a personal favorite of Marty's. She was aware of the party and knew we were getting her a cake, but not that it was from this place. It's a real treat, and you have to put an order in several weeks in advance. Well, anyways, a couple of nights ago, we had the party. It was a great turnout, and Marty seemed super happy. The big 3-0 is an exciting milestone in her life, and we wanted to show how much we cared about her. But here's the thing. The whole party had caused some anxiety for me. I don't know why, but it did, and my stomach had been doing knots the whole day, even though things were going mostly flawless. It came time to sing happy birthday to Marty. She was definitely eyeing the cake like it was the only piece of food on the planet, and I don't blame her. We all were. It looked amazing. 2 layers of cake with red velvet on the inside, chocolate frosting on the outside, and a cool, crunchy chocolate coating around the edges. Typing it out doesn't do it justice. This cake was to die for. I was just starting to cut pieces of cake for the guest and the birthday girl and started handing them out. Marty got the first piece and said it was amazing. After around the 3rd slice, I had sat a slice to the side so I could try it as well. I put a bite in my mouth, and while still cutting cake, I can't tell you why, but it went down the wrong pipe and I started coughing. Nobody really noticed at first, but a couple of the girls started looking when coughing turned to choking. And remember how I said I had an upset stomach that day? Well, after a few more seconds of me choking and not one person coming to help or aid me, I coughed up the cake and the rest of the day's worth of food all over Marty's cake. Yes, we were all salivating hearing about the cake, and now the Tony Spark. I was hysterical, crying and apologizing. A couple of the girls helped me up and brought over some paper towels, but Marty went feral. She was yelling at me about how I have to be the center of attention, how she wanted one night to be about her, and how I ruined this stupid damn cake I hadn't even prepared right, whatever she meant by that. So I left and went home, and I haven't spoken to Marty at all. I'm embarrassed and a little heartbroken. While I feel bad and I know I ruined her cake, I don't think what she said was justified, and quite a few of our friends are actually ignoring me now. Am I the astronaut for this? You don't really have a whole lot of control over things whenever something goes down the wrong pipe, and worse, when you start actually choking. Do you have a lot of control there? I don't think you have control to make informed decisions at that time and really think about what's happening. Also, the fact that no one came over to check on you and help until after you had vomited up on the cake. And I'm saying vomited because if you coughed up the day's worth of food, that sounds like puking to me. The fact that only a couple people came over after that happened and no one was like, hey, are you okay? Let's have you sit down, which would have removed you from the proximity of the cake in vomiting distance, right? If people had actually given a shit to help you out, they probably would have removed you from the proximity and the threat. It is a protect the cake moment, and they all screwed up. Not you. You didn't have control in that time. This is an NTA for me. This is officially an NTA for me because you were frickin' choking. You didn't have a lot of options at that point, and I don't think you knew that the choking was going to turn to a vomit. I don't think you could know that. I don't think she was coughing on the cake. I think she was coughing, probably turned away coughing, but then the cough turned into the and food. The basic theme of what they're saying is that when you start coughing, you decide direction. Basically, you decide the direction that you're going to be coughing. And if she puked on the cake, that means that she was coughing in the direction of the cake. Is that the general gist of what you're saying? That's the general gist of what they're saying. She chose direction right off the bat. So this is an NTA for me because I think when you're going through something like that, surviving is probably the one thing on your mind, not much else. It could have been avoided if people had given a shit and actually helped her out, sat her down, got her some water. But that's not what happened. They waited until it was done, basically. And then they're like, oh shit, let us help you. And then your friend getting pissed off about this is a big question mark for me because she has to know that you didn't have control over it. Yeah, it obviously ruined a really nice cake, but she had already gotten her piece of the cake. So it sounds like everybody had already gotten a piece of the cake, or almost everybody at least. So you didn't ruin it for everybody. I'm sticking with NTA. You guys make your own decision here.